Want to call the meeting to order? Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Can you call the roll, please?
Calhoun. Here. Dempsey.
Here.
Fournier.
Here.
Crop. McGarity.
Here.
Rick.
Here.
Yor.
Here.
Can we have an motion to excuse Mayor Kropp from this meeting, please?
Support.
Call the roll?
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, announcements, acknowledgements, and communications and reports. We have a very special presentation tonight, one I know Mayor Kropp wishes she was here to deliver, but you have me tonight, Glenn. So we are presenting our Local Treasure Award to Glenn Voorhees. Glenn, can you please come up to the microphone? You can clap.
Cheerleader this time. That was before I sat here.
So on behalf of the mayor, the commission, the city staff, and all the residents in the city, it is my sincere honor to present you with this year's Local Treasure Award to our colleague, Glenn Voorhees. Glenn, who is a lifelong resident of Mount Clemens, has been contributing his time and energy on behalf of Mount Clemens for literally his entire adult life. He has been on the city committee every year since he was 21 years old, including the retirement board, the planning commission, the traffic safety commission, the property tax review board, and the ice arena commission, which I don't think we have anymore. But most recently, Glenn completed his 4-year term on the city commission, during which we had to tackle very significant projects which will affect this city for many years to come. And Glenn continues to serve as citizen representative of the Mount Clemens Retirement Board. Glenn has not only contributed his time to city government, but he has also been active in the community through his participation in the Mount Clemens Lions Club, Mount Clemens Goodfellows, both of which he served as president. He's a 32-year-old.
That'll work.
Of the old crowd, a lifetime member of the Mount Clemens Masonic Lodge, and an active parishioner at St. Peter's Church. Glenn also served on the Mount Clemens School Board. Once a bather, always a bather. Glenn was born in Mount Clemens at St. Joe's Hospital. He graduated from Mount Clemens High School, and he and his wife Monica were married in and raised their 2 daughters, Allison and Erin.
Allison.
In Mount Clemens. While Glenn is now retired, his career in finance was spent with the First National Bank in Mount Clemens for 25 years, and he was the City of Mount Clemens Finance Director from 1998 through 2002. Glenn, your generosity, your patience, your sense of humor, and your professionalism have touched all who have worked with you and served with you over the years. Thank you for your many contributions to Mount Clemens. You have truly and continue to make a difference. And in closing, once a Clemite, always a Clemite.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Are there any other announcements, acknowledgements, or communications that we want to report? Okay, moving on. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda for tonight?
Move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Second,
Support.
please call the roll.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes,
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
thank you. This is our time for public participation. We asked anyone that would like to speak that is in the audience or on Zoom, give their name, their address, residential address, and adhere to our 3-minute rule. We'll start with the people in the audience. Is there anyone who would like to come up to the microphone and speak?
Ruthie Stevenson, 69 Bain Street. For a couple years, I've been coming forth talking about roads and streets around this city. Well, it's impacting my neighborhood immensely. From Meadle to northbound Gratiot on Robertson, and when I was leaving the neighborhood today, this morning, they were patching. That's not going to work. It needs to be replaced. Also, on Clinton River Drive, from Meadle to northbound Gratiot, on the north end of Clinton River Drive, it needs to be done. And I don't know how you're going to figure it in your budget. Do we have to get with the governor or anybody else to see what kind of monies they can put into neighborhoods and things? Because what I'm seeing is, and I might be wrong, on Meadle, on Robertson, they did a patch farther down. There was no problem down in the middle of Robertson Street. But I'm looking around the city, a lot of the streets on the east side of Gratiot are not being done. If I'm wrong, correct me. Like I say, we do a lot of deliveries sometimes for our food program and stuff, and I'm riding over these streets, you know, especially on the east side of Gratiot. So please let me know how it's going to fit into the budget, or what can be done. Can we get some outsourced money or monies from somewhere else to help implement this process? Because it has to be done. We can't keep buying tires and getting alignments on our cars and stuff like that, because it's really that bad. It's really that bad. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Rufus Jones, and I live at 175 Clinton River Drive. I like to kayak, and when I get out on that water, there's so many things out there. I don't even understand how the people take their boat there. There's something in the middle of the water so the people can see it, and they have reflectors and beads and all of this foolishness on it when it should be just removed. They have a big log out there where people have tried to cut it and put ropes on it to pull it, and it's just too big. I go up and down the rivers, trees falling over just everywhere, just all kinds of crap, tires floating. Does that ever get cleaned up? They used to have the Clinton River cleanup. Does it ever get cleaned up, or it just stays there? When the tree falls in the water, it just stays until it deteriorates? Does anybody care? Is anybody picking it up? I know you have friends, and everybody's been up and down the Clinton River. You know what I'm talking about if you're a water person in any kind of way, or you ride on anyone's boat. I mean, it's almost, I don't see how the people go down so far. I'm in my kayak, and I'm like, man, this is dangerous. So it would be nice if, you know, we can kick in a little money for sports and doing things. You had this beautiful place to put your kayaks in behind, you know, by the YMCA, but geez, who wants to go in some of those places? You know, I go there, it's just plastic floating all in the water. It's just all kinds of stuff there. Maybe it's something we should pay a little attention to. I mean, it's supposed to be the winter water wonderland, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Karen, is there anyone on Zoom? Nope. Okay, oh, thank you. Come on up.
I don't know if this is, I
There you
don't know
go.
if this is the place, but I'm just, my concern is, there are a lot of cars. Oh, I'm sorry. My name is Denise
Oh, thank you.
Goldsmith, and I live at 315 Clinton River Drive. The thing I'm concerned with is there's a lot of cars in the neighborhood that have been there for years, that don't have, that have expired plates on them, and that have flat tires. I think they should be removed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to item 7, administrative responses to issues or questions raised at the previous meeting. And we will address these at the next meeting. We address everyone's concerns at the next meeting.
There are none.
Thank you. Okay, approval of the minutes. Can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Support?
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
All right, general business. First item on the agenda is budget amendments. Can I have a motion, please?
I move to amend the City of Mount Clemens 2023-2024 fiscal year budget to cover the anticipated activity for each of the funds and the attached summary of amendments.
Support.
Mr. Shipman?
Attached, please find the recommended city budget amendment for all funds excluding enterprise funds and fiduciary funds. Michigan's Uniform Budgeting and Accounting Act, as amended by Public Act 621 of 1978, requires subsequent amendments to the original adopted budget for any function that exceeds its budget's appropriation. In the original fiscal year 2024 budget, nearly $2 million of ARPA grant revenue was going to be recognized, resulting in an overall fund balance increase of $847,496. Later, before June 30th, 2023, the decision was made to recognize that $2 million in fiscal year 2023. A portion of the recommended budget amendment for FY 2024 is the reduction of revenue for that same $2 million, partially offset by the $120,000 increase of various other revenues. In addition to the amendment also includes $292,000 of various expenditures, increases based on 6 months of activity to date, and a rough estimate of remaining expenditures for the rest of the year. Altogether, the amendment to general fund reduces fund balance by nearly $2.2 million, but that is deceiving. Since the ARPA revenue was previously recognized in fiscal year 2023, this amendment is really only reducing fund balance, as you were expecting, by approximately $170,000, which is $120,000 more revenue and $292,000 more expenditures. The amendments for the other funds, Major Street, Local Street, Dial-A-Ride, Public Improvement, and Sidewalk, are all fairly minor and self-explanatory, primarily dealing with increases expected to expected investment income. We anticipate presenting the commission with another amendment or two later this spring as we get closer to the end of the fiscal year and have a better idea of how some of the city's projects are progressing. And here with us tonight is Danielle from Plant Moran, and she's got a couple things she wants to add to that, and she's available for any questions you may have.
Hi, everybody. There's a couple of new faces here. So my name's Danielle Kelly. I'm the manager for the Plant Moran government accounting practice that's assisting the finance department. One item that I'm asking that you guys omit, it was a clerical error. There's a line on here for the accounting department that was not supposed to be included and it's not expected. So I'm asking that when you do approve this, that you approve it excluding that line item. We don't expect there to be an increase at this time for that.
Okay, do we need to change then the totals at all? Or
Yeah, I will probably change the totals, yes.
to do the approval, do we need to?
This is, I think, what you,
Yeah.
so, well, you could make a motion, subject to the document that's been presented with the $60,000 change that was discussed here.
Okay. Anything else?
No, I was just here in case you guys had any other questions regarding the amendments.
Does anyone have questions? Comments? I did have one question. Why did we pull it forward, the 2 million in ARPA funds to 2023 versus 2024?
We are required to recognize that revenue, I believe, by the end of this fiscal year, and it just made sense during the audit to recognize it last fiscal year. We used the ARPA money to offset the Macomb County Sheriff Police services, and basically that's why.
We
just
did
made
it
more
during the
sense.
audit. That was part
Yes,
of
we
the
did it
audit
during the
just-
audit.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
All right, so we are going to have to change this to say,
You could say, expect a motion, or you could consider a motion to approve as presented with the exception of deleting the line item related to total accounting department contractual services for $60,000.
Correct.
who made the motion? Was it you, Barb?
No, I think it was
Oh,
me.
no, sorry, Joe.
Well, Commissioner Yor.
Should I just make an amendment to the motion, or propose an amendment to the motion then?
Yeah, that would work, sure.
Okay, well, I propose amending the motion to reflect removing the $60,000 accounting service fee and adjust the totals accordingly.
Thank you.
Support.
There's no further discussion. Can you call the roll, please?
Fournier.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Okay, the next item of general business is extension of assessing services agreement. Can I have a motion, please?
Move to approve the extension agreement of the assessing services with Assessing Administration Service LLC as presented.
Support?
The current agreement for assessing services with Assessment Administration Services LLC will expire on March 31st, 2024. Assessment Administration Services has been providing assessing services to Mount Clemens since 2018. They have agreed to extend the current contract for 2 additional years with no increased cost. The agreement provides for a state certified assessor level 3 at City Hall Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and a state certified assessor level 4 on Fridays. The list of services they provide is contained in the attached extension agreement. Darren Kratz, who represents the city in its assessing matters, is readily available whenever needed, possesses the requisite technical skills, and is extremely knowledgeable about the city, having grown up and residing here. This adds value when involved in both city tribunal and Michigan tax tribunal matters. The agreement's proposed rate structure is straightforward as follows: $99,480 annually for the first and second year of the contract extension, which would run April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2026. Be in monthly increments of $8,290 due and payable on the first date of each month.
The attorneys looked this over.
It's the
I
same
know it's the same
agreement
one,
from
but I just
before,
want to, they should probably be aware of it.
Okay.
Have you looked at the contract?
Yes, I have, yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions? Call the roll, please.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes. The next item is the CDBG 2024 public hearing. Can you have a motion, please? This really isn't a public hearing, though.
No.
That's
it
not
was-
correct.
That was last.
This is
That was
the
last time.
allocation of the, sorry, that was one change to the agenda we should have made. This is the allocation of this current 2024 CDBG monies.
We move to approve the recommended allocations for 2024 Community Development Block Grant Funds.
Support.
The city may allocate up to $13,700 in community development block grant funds for public service organizations for the 2024 fiscal year. The city may also apply for 1 or 2 capital projects, each with a maximum request of $150,000. A public hearing was held on January 16, 2024. City administration proposes the following allocations. $150,000 partial cost of a new fire engine purchase, $50,000 for the purchase of rescue equipment, including thermal imaging cameras and fire hose, and $13,700 to City of Mount Clemens senior recreation programming.
Any questions? Commissioner Dempsey?
This is for Brian, I guess. When do we expect to hear on the other 2 that you applied for? The additional, you said we can apply for 2 additional capital projects, but that doesn't mean the money's there yet, right?
Correct. Yeah, you typically know by May of this year
okay.
whether or not it's included in the funding.
Oh, okay.
Anyone?
Question.
Commissioner York?
During the public hearing, I remember there was a comment made from Pleasantries that they would support some of the funds requested that we couldn't. Was there any further conversation about that? Do we know what if they?
I wasn't contacted, but I can sure contact them or remind them of the promise they made.
I don't think there was a number discussed. It was just what was left.
I'll go back
That's what he
to,
said.
I wasn't at the meeting, but I'll
Right.
review the video, and
Yeah.
that way I can quote them verbatim.
Yeah, and I talked to him after, and he said they want to do that, so absolutely follow up.
Okay.
Now, will we have to vote on that allocation with that money, or you can just,
That would come from them directly, I
Yeah,
would
they,
guess.
Okay,
sounds
so-
like they were gonna do that direct.
Yeah.
oh, okay, so, all right.
One thing, I know I've asked this before, especially, there wasn't another item that we could ask for $150,000, if that was available?
That
Because
extra
we could
100.
get 2, there's an extra 100 sitting there.
I gotta believe that Danny could find another $100,000 worth of things to purchase.
I mean, if the opportunity is there, I think we should take full advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to leave anything on the table.
No. Not if there's a
We do
chance.
our best trying to find projects, yes.
I know there are criteria that you have to meet, and it's difficult sometimes, but if there's an opportunity, but then would it have to come back in front of the commission? If you did find something else?
Not if you give us leeway tonight to leave it up to them to increase it, if there is something that qualifies.
If it has to meet the criteria, so,
Right.
It's
If-
pretty strict, so I don't see why it would have to come back if they find a project.
Right.
I would just say apply for it and just hope, because there's never
Exactly.
any guarantee on those big projects that we're going to get any money, but.
Do you want to say something? Oh, okay, you'll look for something, all right.
Oh, I just have a comment. Could you just, and it's here on this page, but could, just for the public, we talk a little bit more about the $13,700 for the senior programming?
Jeff, do you have a breakdown of what you're planning on using that for?
It's in this. It's in here.
It's in here.
It is, but I was gonna have to give you
Read it.
kind
That's
of
part
a
of the packet.
description, a little more descriptive of each one.
I can also just read it off, if that's.
So at this point, it looks like we're looking at $3,000 for senior social clubs, $4,000 for some senior luncheon and entertainment, $4,000 for senior events, $2,700 for some free senior fitness instruction health program. And those things will be through both the community center on Groesbeck as well as Carnes.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Any other questions, discussion? Can you call the roll, please?
Rick,
Yes.
York, Yes. Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. Item D, Hasmi LLC extension request.
I move to approve the extension of the Hosmi LLC Provisioning Center Retail Establishment Marijuana Business Conditional Permit for 1 year to end on March 6th, 2025.
Do we have a second? Or support?
Support.
Hosmi LLC was issued a Provisioning Center Retail Establishment Marijuana Business Conditional Permit on March 6, 2023. To obtain the full permit from the city, certain requirements must be fulfilled, including most notably completing the licensing process with the state of Michigan and furnishing a copy of the state license. Furthermore, the conditional permit is valid for 1 year, and in the event the designated consumption establishment is not operational within said time period, or by March 6, 2024, the permit shall be deemed forfeited. Hosmi is seeking a 1-year extension of the conditional permit or until March 6, 2025, so the designated consumption establishment, oh, it's not, it is the Provisioning Center Retail Establishment project can be properly completed. The city's present marijuana business ordinance provides allowance for such an extension request pursuant to 24.117, Section 7D, which states the city commission may extend the approval for a permit for an additional 1-year period. Hosmi has shown progress and that they intend to proceed with the project. All their engineering review is complete, and they are just waiting for state approvals prior to starting any utility work. For the building itself, the city issued a permit for the core and shell on 1/25/2024 and conducted a footing and trench inspection on January 31st, 2024. Is anybody here from Hosmi this evening?
Yes.
Do you have anything you wanted to add to that?
No, you actually hit it on the money. We actually started construction on the property, I want to say a week ago. So we're excited about that, and we're trying to move as fast as we can to try to meet our newest deadline if you guys provide that to us.
When do you expect to have it completed?
We're thinking hopefully around July. Hopefully July, August is what we're estimating. But we haven't, we've been moving as fast as possible since we've been awarded the license. It's just been, we explained in our letter, it's just been tough getting MDOT and EGLE approvals. And we were issued the license back in March of '23, and we've submitted all proper documents to all parties. So July is what we're estimating.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any
Thank
other
you.
questions? Thank you. Want to call the roll, please?
Yor,
Yes.
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Item E, purchase and payment of invoices.
Move to approve the purchase and payments of invoices as presented.
Support.
City managership.
Any questions on anything in here?
Nothing?
I am unexpectedly excited about the Raptor septic acceptance plants, because I know what we've got there is going to be drastically improved by replacing it with those. It's going to be a big improvement in
Yes.
how things work over there.
Very good. I was surprised that we had to pay for the warranty, extra dollars, so you have, and it only goes for 30 months, I think it said. You have 6 months to get them in once they're delivered, correct?
Yep.
So, but it is definitely a needed improvement. Anyone else? Okay. Kathy?
Calhoun,
Yes.
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes?
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Yor,
Yes.
Consent agenda. Can I have a motion, please?
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Support.
Goodness. All right. Kathy?
Dempsey,
Yes.
Fournier,
Yes.
McGarity,
Yes.
Rick,
Yes.
Yor,
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
City Managers Report. Mr. Shipman?
Staff is exploring using the Administrative Hearings Bureau to enforce the city's recreational equipment ordinance. Future ordinance amendments for this may be upcoming. City offices will be closed on Monday, February 19th, 2024, in observance of President's Day. The next regularly scheduled City Commission meeting will be held on Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Refuse pickup will remain on schedule during the week of February 19th. When snow is forecasted, please remove parked vehicles from the streets and watch for the city to declare a snow emergency. When a snow emergency is declared, it is posted on all major news stations, the city's website, Facebook, as well as the kiosk in front of Mount Clemens schools. Please look at one of those broadcasts or contact the city to determine if a snow emergency has been declared. The Mount Clemens Parks and Recreation Department currently has winter 2024 classes running. Recreation program opportunities available include pickleball, eccentric science experiments, painting party at the center, Healthier You through nutrition, and Zumba. Also offered is crocheting, sewing, and senior game nights at Carnes, as well as many other opportunities. Please check out the Mount Clemens Park and Recreation Facebook page and website for updates. Early voting for the 2024 presidential primary begins on Saturday, February 17th, and continues every day through Sunday, February 25th. Voters from all 6 Mount Clemens precincts are invited to cast their ballot here at City Hall from 8:30 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. for these 9 consecutive days of early voting. Polls also will be open on Election Day, Tuesday, February 27th, from 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. The city has applied for a technical, managerial, and financial support grant in the amount of $600,000, which is the maximum grant award allowed per proposal. If awarded, the funding will be utilized to verify 738 service lines throughout the city to identify lead services. These lead service investigations are required by Eagle. There is no local match requirement for the funds, and notification of awards are set to go out by March 1st, 2024.
Thank you. Any comments, questions? Okay, then moving along, this is our second opportunity for public participation. Again, we ask that you give your name and residential address and adhere to our 2-minute rule.
Hello, Carl Hay, 21 2nd Street. Jeff, thanks for the breakdown on the CDBG funds for the seniors. My question is, can and how would a group go about applying for, if they have a club, if they wanted to access those funds? And then I heard there was going to be a workshop session about rec that was going to be on the 20th, and then it got canceled. So just curious if we have any anticipation on what time we'd actually get to that workshop. It's important to me because I yield a lot of questions that I can't answer. So I like to pass the buck, just to be honest. Thanks.
That's fair. That's fair.
Marilyn Hall, 300 Clinton River Drive. I agree with Ruthie. Clinton River Drive behind the post office all the way to Meadle is a disaster. It is torn up on one side of the street because the postal workers park on the other side. That half of the street is fine because they're parked there. So all the traffic has to use one side of the street. Something really needs to be done about that.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone on Zoom? No. All right, thank you very much. Commissioner comments. Let's start with Commissioner Yor.
Thank you. I want to thank all of you that came up to the microphone to share some of your concerns. As a new person to the council, that's the the best way for me to hear what your concerns are, and we keep asking for you to bring those. So watch for us to get back to you on some of those things. I'm also excited about the calendar of events that we approve for the DDA. We all enjoy the things that happen in our community. This last weekend with the ice sculptures was just amazing, the amount of people that came down. And I do want to make sure now that that calendar's been approved that there's a way that that information gets to all the businesses so that they know what's happening also. So I'll follow up on that. That's it. Thank you.
Commissioner McGarity?
I'm excited too to see the attendance number that we have. I know we were talking about that for a little while, so it is a good thing. I wanted to share some basic resources to our community. I did bring a couple of brochures for grass and snow program, which is a free service for Macomb County residents. And I know we don't have a bad winter, but now is the time to enroll for the grass cutting, because once the slots fill, they have to close it. So I do want to leave these brochures to get that information for you. If not, you know your neighbors in your community that might need that help, then go ahead and give that to them. Also, there is a weatherization program brochures that I brought, and so this is also a free service for Macomb County residents. And they do replacement on your furnace or give you a new furnace, insulate your home to keep your gas bill down. And this is a really, really good program. This is not based on how many people they have. This is money that comes from the state that is utilized to help. And if it doesn't help you, again, you know a neighbor that needs that help. Check on your seniors that you have in your community. Especially when it's cold, they have a tendency not to turn their heat up because they're afraid of high bills. They just might need some insulation. And then they're having to decide, do I get my furnace fixed or my windows or buy groceries? So utilize those programs to help people in your community. And then we, Jill, myself, and Mr. Spencer experienced a training that you guys probably have went through. And it was phenomenal. The food was really good. But it was really, really, really good. And I learned a lot of new things. And I'm looking forward to learning more of what I can and cannot do. And I know I have to serve because that's what I vowed to do for the community. And then I learned some things that I was doing that I shouldn't have been doing. So I think it's a good thing that we went. It was really a good thing that we went. And then I'll leave you with the last thing, as I mentioned before. It is quote-unquote tax season. $60,000 is the maximum. But if you have Social Security, you never pay taxes back. You can get a homestead property tax, or you can get a heating tax credit on your heat bill. If it doesn't fit you, help somebody in your neighborhood. And I'll leave those flyers as well. Thank you. Have a good week.
Thank you. Commissioner Dempsey.
I just want to thank the DDA for a wonderful ice show. I don't know if everybody got uptown, but there were, even though the weather was, they're still there, so go up there and see it. Even though the weather was a little warmer than we had hoped, there were a lot of ice sculptures, a lot of participants, so it was a nice show. And I know we were competing with Plymouth the same weekend, but you know what? Ours was great. So thank you for everybody who sponsored one, because I know it takes money to do that. And that's it.
Thank you. Commissioner Calhoun.
Perhaps the weather was not great for ice, but it was great for walking around downtown. And the ice did hold up pretty well. My favorite one downtown was the Lions sculpture that was sponsored by Nickel and Sal. Disappointed they didn't make it, but next time. I noticed that some folks have mentioned that they're having some issues finding events that are going on downtown and around the city, and it is hard to keep up. So I just wanted to let everyone know that you can check the city's Facebook page, the Downtown Mount Clemens Facebook page, and the Clementines publication. We've got a bunch downstairs, and I believe they get mailed out to almost everyone. Check those out, and downtownmountclemens.org as well. All of the events are there, and so you'll be able to see what events are coming up and plan a nice evening or afternoon downtown. Also, February is Black History Month, and so perhaps you've seen it in the Macomb Daily that our U.S. senators have introduced bills to name the Mount Clemens Post Office after Tuskegee Airman Lieutenant Colonel Alexander Jefferson. He was a pilot in the United States Air Force. He was an educator and an author. Lieutenant Colonel Jefferson served as one of the nation's first African-American military pilots. He opened the door for individuals to serve no matter the color of their skin. After he retired from the military, he continued his public service as a letter carrier and an educator. And so he's a true hero in Michigan's history and in Black history. And so thought I'd share that with you. You can check out the Macomb Daily from a couple weeks ago to get more information about that. And lastly, I wanted to extend an invitation to everyone to my water affordability town hall that will be held this Thursday, February the 8th at 5 p.m. It'll be at the Mount Clemens Public Library. The city recently passed a resolution regarding a statewide water affordability program that's intended to support low-income households and provide some shut-off protections. Because water access is so important, and because water is an important issue in our community, I thought it would be appropriate to schedule a community event to discuss water affordability and for us to learn more and give input about this bill package. This event, once again, is going to be this Thursday at 5 p.m. at the Mount Clemens Public Library, and I hope to see everyone there. Thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Rick.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. First, I would like to congratulate Glenn on his well-earned selection as our treasurer.
Yes,
Glenn has done a lot of work up here, but the work he does behind the scenes on the committees and whatnot are those kinds of things that usually go unnoticed. I sat in on the retiree board, and seeing what he and the board has been able to do to secure our retirees' future has been really inspiring. And it's the kind of thing that if you weren't there at that meeting, you wouldn't even know. And he's been doing that kind of stuff for decades. I'd like to also thank Jennifer and Joshua for the decision to serve on our committees. And I'd also like to thank John and Thomas for continuing to serve on their respective committees. The Memorial Day ceremony is coming up on the 26th of May. Thank you. At Clinton Grove Cemetery at 11. I have arranged for a outstanding keynote speaker. Our local Congresswoman Denise Menser will be there. I would encourage you to attend a Memorial Day event, either there at Clinton Grove or 11:30 over at the fire station, or every single veterans organization has one either before or after that, or there's a parade in St. Clair Shores. They're all over. For those of you who brought your issues forward, thank you very much. That's how, like Commissioner Ure said, that's how we learn about what we need to be focusing on more than any other way. And I'd like to thank everyone that attended this meeting. This is great to see so many
Yes,
people
it
here in
is.
attendance. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope you can encourage other people to come, particularly young adults, so we can get them engaged now, so that they can be our future legislators up here,
That's right.
hopefully sooner rather than later. Because I don't want to do this forever.
You're young.
And one final point, coffee talks, community conversations, round tables, those kinds of informational things where you can engage with our legislators, please go. Let your voices be heard. The more people from Mount Clemens that are heard, the more they're going to pay attention to us.
That's right.
So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. Well, now I'm in the last spot, so everything, but I'm going to say it again anyway. So the Ice Festival was great. Thank you so much to everyone, all of the participants, and to the businesses that stayed open on Sunday. Thank you so much to the Anton Arts Center for opening on Sunday. It just made the whole event much more fun, and my family's here from Texas, and we all got to walk uptown and just walk around in the sunshine. It was great. And I think the kids all enjoyed the ice sculptures, and
They knew who Bob Marley was. I did not. And it was a fun time. There was also an event last week at the Anton Arts Center, and I want to give a shout out to someone because we had the opportunity to have Governor Gretchen Whitmer here, very gracious lady. It was a very nice event, and State Representative Denise Menser was there as well. But a young man in the back of this room who always mans our camera and has been responsible for getting us the great cable TV coverage that you see on the station, Wyatt Schultz. Wyatt, is that your last name, right? All right, hey. He and Emmanuel, and I don't have Emmanuel's last name, but there you go, Emmanuel Butler. They sang a duet. They were the two brave men that came and sang for the governor. The rest of their choir did not. But it was beautiful. And you did an outstanding job, Wyatt, and you are very talented in more ways than one. So we made sure it was taped, and we're going to have to figure out how to put it out there somewhere, because it was just incredible. Thank you so much. And finally, thank you again to Glenn Voorhees for his many years of service. You are certainly someone to live up to. I mean, that is pretty special when you think going back to the time you were 21. I don't think I knew there was a committee at age of 21. I didn't pay that much attention. So I appreciate so much having had the chance to work with you on the commission, and appreciate everything you've always done for this city. So thank you very much. Okay, with that, we have to go into closed session now to discuss the, we say what we're discussing? The purchase or lease of real property. So can I have a motion to?
Move to enter closed session to consider the purchase or lease of real property.
Thank you. Support?
Support.
Roll call, please.
Fournier.
Yes.
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor.
Yes.
Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Thank you. We'll take a 5-minute recess, and we'll come back and have our closed session.
Move to approve the purchase agreement at 24398 New Bay Drive in the amount of $350,000, subject to final approval by the city attorney.
Support.
Any discussion? Kathy, can you call the roll?
McGarity.
Yes.
Rick.
Yes.
Yor. Yes. Calhoun.
Yes.
Dempsey.
Yes.
Fournier.
Yes. So we need now a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Support. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.
Great job.